But there are only 27 shopping days until Christmas.
The consumer electronics website CNET has the hottest gifts in tech this holiday season. And we talked to editor Dan Ackerman about the most popular ideas for the tech lover on your list.
I got to tell you, smart home stuff, pretty hot this year. Amazon has a new version of its Dot. That's its entry-level way to get into that Amazon Alexa ecosystem. And I regret saying her name out loud because who knows how many things I've set off at people's houses just by saying that. The new Dot is usually $49. Holiday time, they get it down to about $29. So they want you to pick up one for every room of your house and not just ask Alexa about the weather or to play music, but to control your smart light bulbs and your smart locks and your smart refrigerator and your vacuum robot and all that stuff is a little Jetsons-y, but I'll tell you, once I got the smart light bulbs, I don't know what I did before I talked to my light bulbs. I don't know what kind of life I was leading.
I'm with you on that. All the lights go on and off in my house with Alexa.
You have one in almost every room,
yeah,
don't
I do.
you?
Yeah, that's what they're shooting for. All right.
Let's talk about laptops. They're always very popular, and you like the Apple MacBook Air. Tell us why.
MacBook Air has been one of those super popular laptops for years and years. Every college student has it. You see it in every coffee shop, on airplanes. It's really a great student laptop and just the kind of thing you carry around every day. But it has not been updated in many years design-wise. It was getting a little long in the tooth. So I was excited that after 6 or 7 years, Apple had a whole new design just a couple of weeks ago. And they did pretty much everything everybody asked for. It's thinner, it's lighter, more powerful, it has a much, much better screen. All that's great. The one catch, because there's always a catch, it's a little bit more expensive now. It used to be $9.99, which was a great sort of college-level investment, would last you for 4 years. Now it's $11.99. I don't like that as much, but still a very good upgrade to the MacBook Air.
All right, how about gaming consoles? What's new there?
Everyone is still very hot on the Nintendo Switch. That's this guy right here, and you can either play it on a tablet like this or plug this into your TV. I love it because it brings back the old concept of family gaming night. You can have 4 people playing at once on the same TV with 4 little controllers at the same time, playing Mario Kart, which is a racing game, or Mario Party, and it brings back that concept that we used to have when we were kids, where you do stuff together at the same time, and everyone's not just buried in their own screen. And if you want to go a little crazier, behind me, I have got a couple of these vintage arcade cabinets that a company called Arcade 1-Up is selling now. They each have a bunch of old classic games built in. The art looks fantastic. They're not as big as the real ones in the arcades, but they're pretty big, so you might want to get some extra room for it. But I got to tell you, I've never seen more people lined up to see something than when we took these out of the box, and you have to do a little assembly on the wood cases, but everybody wanted to come check these out.
You got a robot?
Robots, super hot right now. One of my favorites is this guy. It's the Anki Vector. Vector is his name, and he's small but powerful. He's a smart robot, which means that much like Alexa, you can ask him questions. You can ask him about the weather. He'll look up stuff online for you. He's got a camera. He'll take a picture of your face and recognize who you are. He'll store that information so he can recognize people through their faces. A little on the expensive side, $249. I don't think he's as smart as Alexa, but I'll tell you what, I gave this to a couple of 7- and 8-year-olds last weekend. They could not get enough. They loved this guy running around, chasing them, beeping at them, talking to them, kept them entertained for hours. That could be priceless.
Yes, absolutely. Put a price on that.
Fascinating and frightening also. And what about phones?
You know, this is a great year to get a phone because everybody likes, the iPhone 10 and the fancy other phones, but they're $1,000 now. That's crazy. I think Apple figured that out because they have an iPhone 10R. It looks just like the iPhone 10, but I think the R must stand for regular people because it's less expensive. It's $799, which is still a lot for a phone if you ask me, but it's less than $1,000. And my big benchmark on this is that you can tell this is hitting with mainstream people because my mother went out and ordered one and just got it and is very happy. And if she goes and orders something online and buys it, that's a good mark for it.
That's the test. Yeah.
What else from Amazon?
That's the test. That's the mainstream test.
Yes, exactly. What else from Amazon you have?
You know what? They have a new version of the Kindle, which of course is the book reader. Old-fashioned books. Still around, although a lot of people like to read them on these now. This is the Kindle Paperwhite. It's been updated just very, very recently with waterproof design, a brighter, nicer screen with this all-over front cover that looks really great. And it's still $129, which is not bad for something that can last for years and years. And if you want to get somebody a gift and they already have one, just get them some Kindle ebooks right on there. Very easy to do.
You have a printer to round things out.
I thought years ago that 3D printing would take over the world. I was completely wrong, and nobody has a 3D printer. They were too hard to use, too expensive, too finicky. This year, I finally found one that's actually pretty easy to use and not that expensive. I got the monoprice Voxel, which is $3.99, but I got to tell you, I was printing stuff within an hour of taking it out of the box. And now I'm the most popular guy in the office because I can print stuff like this, like Cool Millennium Falcon. And everyone I work with is getting a set of little Pokemon figures for their kids as stocking stuffers. I'm just printing these by the dozen. Even the Nintendo Switch I showed you, I had it on this little stand that I printed that folds down. It's a super fun hobby. I think it's great to do with kids because they see how stuff gets designed in 3D and sent to the printer and built and knitted together, and they get to be part of that whole process. It's got a great STEM, science element to it.
Well, maybe the 3D printer will catch on now. Your endorsement, Dan. Lots of great ideas. Thanks for joining us. Happy holidays to you.
Great to see you, Dan. Thanks so much.
You too, guys. Bye.
See anything you like?
Great suggestions. All of them, they were pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
You make the Millennium Falcon. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is pretty
For
good.
stocking stuffers.
Great ideas, Dan.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll be right back with a final check of your forecast.